Hey there everybody, welcome in. My name is Kathy Champion and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I'd like to take the time to welcome each and every one of you that have taken the time to join me today. If you have been watching me for any time, you might have remembered that I did a video showing you how to use your markers and just color your paper and then lay your die cuts, and it works great for leaves. And these are the, I believe this is called the pine boughs. Let me pull Peaceful Boughs. I'm sorry, Peaceful Boughs. And what I did is I grabbed these dies and I just was playing around, and I took some white cardstock and I used my Stampin' Blend markers with different shades of green, and I just played with them and just rub some color on. And you can go back and look at that video. You will find it in my list of videos. So I promised everyone that I would come back and we would make a card using these, and I could show you how I would take a turn on this. But you can use this in so many different ways. So don't be limited to just what you see me do, but try to think outside of your own box and come up with ideas that would work in your craft room with your crafting supplies. So before we get started, I want to take care of just a little bit of information that I want to give everyone. Our December host code runs through tomorrow, today. This video will go up. Today's actually the 30th, but this video will probably go up tomorrow. So this host code will run through that day. If you are watching this behind time, you'll want to hop over to my blog and you'll want to grab the January host code, and I will have it posted there probably after midnight tomorrow night, or either the very first thing New Year's Day. So I'm on the East Coast, so anybody that might be shopping on the West Coast, you won't need it that soon anyway, so that will probably work out good for everybody. But I will be posting another host code. And you might ask, if you're new, what is a host code? Well, what this host code does, it allows you to receive a free product. It's like a gift from me to you. If you go into my Stampin' Up online store and you spend $50 or more before shipping and tax, then this host code will flag me and let me know that you made that purchase, and then I will send you out the following month, because I like to go through and accumulate everyone that shopped with me, and then I mail everything out at one time, and I usually do it by the 15th of the month. So you can look for that sometime in January, and I am going to try to do better with getting these out earlier, starting in January, since we got a brand new year to start off anew with. So it does pay to use this host code, and it helps me as well. So if you do spend $50 or more, please use that host code so I can reward you. But if you spend more than $150, do not use that host code. The reason I say that is Stampin' Up will reward you for the money that you spent with them, and they will give you what's called stamping rewards, and that will give you money where it will tell you before you finalize your order that you have Stampin' rewards in this amount, and it will allow you to go back in and put in other items. Maybe there was that one item that you really wanted, but it was just a little bit more than you wanted to spend or could afford to spend, and then you can take, like if you earn $15 in Stampin' rewards, you can easily go back in, take $15 off of that item, and get it for a lot less than what it was. So there you go. That's the way the Stampin' rewards go. So anyway, I thought today I'm going to use these, the color that I colored them. I'm not going to change anything. Some of them have a little bit of white on them. That's okay. It doesn't matter. I have a little scrap piece of Very Vanilla that we're going to use for our sentiment. And I pulled out this stamp set called Beautiful World. And I thought I wanted this to be more of a masculine card. And I thought, you make the world a better place. That would be a wonderful greeting to use on any card for that special man in your life. So I grabbed a piece of the Cinnamon Cider cardstock, and I got a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I cut it in half on the 11-inch side at 5.5, and then I turned it and I scored it at 4 1/4. So this gives us our typical A2 size card. And then I went into my in colors for 2020 through 2022, and these are designer series papers, and they have a pattern on one side and a different pattern on the other, and you get a couple of each of the designs of each color. This is a great way, and I do understand that we have some new colors coming out in the new annual catalog that will premiere in June. So be on the lookout for that. But there's a special opportunity for anyone that decides to join Stampin' Up the month of through January into February. We'll have a 2-month that while celebration is going on, that you will be able to come in as a team member under me, and not only will you get the $99 worth of merchandise, $125 for $99 with no shipping. Free shipping to you no matter where you live in the continental United States. It is more in other countries, but I am a U.S. demonstrator, so this is for U.S. residents. So anyway, you will spend $99 plus whatever your local tax is, and that's it. And you will get $125 worth of merchandise, your choice. You can pick anything out of the catalog that you like, no restrictions, and you will also get 5 packs of these 6x6 paper packs that are the Regals, the Brights, the Supples, and the Neutrals, and the in colors. So it'll be 5 packs of this paper that, as you can see, is beautiful. Like this piece has wording on one side, and then the other side it has this beautiful sort of a bark, like a wood grain. So what I did is I chose the cinnamon cider out of that pack of designer series paper, and I chose a cinnamon cider solid cardstock, and I love the tone on tone, and I thought this will be so pretty and so masculine to make a card for that special guy in your life. So I laid these little boughs down on this cardstock, and I thought, oh, how pretty. These are going to be beautiful. And then I thought, well, how pretty would it be just to kind of circle them out throughout the card like this, and then cut a circle. And you can cut these apart. They don't have to be, I think this one, I don't even think we need this one. We can glue these down, but what I thought I would do is I would put a circle or a die cut in the middle that we're going to cut from this. So let's look and see. I am thinking that maybe just a stitch circle might be exactly what we want. So here's my stitch shapes, and I'm going to choose the one next to the largest, and I think that that will be just about what we need. Now let's see if our stamp will fit in that. And that's always a good rule of thumb that you're going to want to do. Check your stamp before you make your piece, and it will fit in there, and I think that's going to be really cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. I am going to pull out my little Stampin' cut machine, because I've been telling y'all that I was going to use this on camera, and this will be the perfect time to do that. I'm going to put the handle toward me so that I can crank it through a little better, and I'm going to grab my plates. And for this one, I think all we need is a base plate and the 2 cut plates. The other plates that come with this are specialty plates, so you have a number 1 plate, and then you have 2 cut plates. So let's put that in there, and you're going to see just how versatile this little die machine can be. And like I said, it's so super cute. I love the mini aspect of it. So let's slide that up. And now we're just going to crank it through. Cuts like butter, just like the big one. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and look how beautiful it cut. So we have our circle, and I'm going to lay these back over on my dies. I like to keep my items together so that I don't run into that, I wonder what went where. So I'm just going to lay this back over here. I think that's probably going to be all the die cutting that we do today. Everything else that I have in mind for this card is already done. So I think we'll be okay with that. So let's bring this over, and I think I'm going to stamp this in the cinnamon cider because I think that will just tie everything together. So I'm going to load this up on a stamp block, and I'm going to grab my cinnamon cider ink. And there we go. And then I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. And maybe we'll test it on here. Yep, a pretty stamp. I always like to do that the first time I use a stamp, and I have not used this one. So stamp it, and then I'm going to come right into the middle of that circle, and we're going to stamp it down. You make, didn't quite get that centered, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to, no, we can't turn it over because it's stitched. That's okay. I have an idea to fill in right here, so we're still good. Let's clean my stamp. And y'all know I love this Stampin' Scrub. So if you don't have a stamp cleaner, I highly recommend this one. It is wonderful. You reactivate your cleaner with just a little spritz of water, and your stamp cleaner just goes so much further. And I think that's nice. See how it soaked right back up? So, and you have a side that you clean on and a side that you dry on, and you never get them mixed up because you have raindrops here and a sunshine over here. So raindrops here, sunshine here. So you know this is your wet side and this is your dry side. Love it. Love, love, love that little tool. That is wonderful. So I'm going to put this back in, and I'm going to see if this little stamp right here will fit. And I believe it will right there. And I'm going to probably just cut this out. So this looks like a little compass, and I think that will be cute on here. That didn't stamp very well. Much better. So let's try it again right there. Just going to hold it. Much, much better. And it's got kind of a rustic look to it, which is so nice for a masculine card. So let's go ahead and clean that off and close this ink pad. And now that we have both of these done, I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm going to fussy cut this out. It's just a circle, so it's not going to be hard to do. And remember, when you're fussy cutting, move your paper, not your scissors. And that makes it so much easier to cut because you don't have the chopped lines. Just move it around just like that. And if you got a little bit of a hangover on the edges of it, just go back and trim it. Just like that. And I thought this would be beautiful just to stick right there, maybe pop it up a little bit. So let's bring this back over. I'm going to pull these off, and I want to put some dimensionals, but I want 3 right in the middle because I want to leave the other part of that open so we can actually stick those little boughs under it. So we're going to pop that up on dimensions. And I love my Stampin' Dimensionals. If you have not gotten any of these, you are really missing out because they are a great adhesive to use on all of your cards. So now let's get our take your pick tool, and then I'm just going to pull these backers off just like that. And then I want to center this in the middle of this mat. So I am going to hold it and get it about where I want it, and then just tack it down. Now I'm going to use liquid glue to put these on because I think that that's going to work much better to be able to get these under the edge where I want them. So I'm just going to take some liquid glue, and all I'm doing is putting some along here, just like that, and then slide it under. And then I'm going to do the same thing to my next piece. And just slide it under. And then this last piece, I'm going to put at the bottom, and then we're going to use those 2 pieces to kind of fill in. So again, I'm just going to use some liquid glue along here. And slide it under. And you see the 2 pieces we need here and here. So I'm going to use this darker one, I think, here, and the lighter one here. Let's see if I like it like that. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. So let's go ahead and put this on like this. I love that little bit of white that's showing on those because it does give it kind of a look of winter. And that's always, I think it just makes it a little extra special that way. So let's stick that up under there like that. And now we actually have this ready to go down on our card base. Now this little piece here, I want to put it right about there. And I'm going to pop it up on a dimensional. Let's see, which side did I want? The other side. So we're just going to pop that off. And let's put it on about like that. And now we can go ahead and turn this over. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this because it would be hard to put the Stampin' Seal on the back of this since it's already got dimensions on it. So once you work on your mat like that and you put a lot of work in it, it's just as easy to glue this on with some liquid glue. So I'm going to press that down just like so. Isn't that pretty? And that was made with using the technique that I showed y'all yesterday. And now all we have to do is do our inside. So I'm going to choose, I think I'm going to go with the Very Vanilla for the inside. Just to kind of follow through with the same color. And I think I'm going to have to cut a piece since I don't have any already cut. So I'm going to lay this over here. Move some of this stuff out of my way. And then I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. And then by 5. 5 1/4, I'm sorry. And now this piece is ready to go inside of our card, but we want to put a little something inside. And I think this one right here would be so appropriate. You make the world a better place. Thank you for being part of mine. And I think that would make it just very cohesive, and I love that. I like the little scrollies. I might put a little scrolly above it and below it. That gives a masculine touch as well. But the other thing I want to do, and I've been doing this, well, this will be my 3rd card, so I won't say I've been doing it a lot, but I love to do what I'm calling bevel the edges. And all that is scoring 1/4 inch all the way around. And I'm going to use just my score blade. Score 1/4 inch. Just turn your cardstock and score it. And depending on the card, I think this can give a very masculine touch, or it can give a feminine touch, depending on the outside of your card and depending on how your card, takes place. But that right there, I think, adds so much, and I really don't think that you are seeing it. But it is a great effect. It's so funny because the camera, I don't think, ever does the cards justice. And I had someone that I had sent a Christmas card to, and she had seen me make the card, and she commented on that and said that it was so much prettier in person than it was on camera. So I guess that's the truth of the matter. It does look better when you see the card. My husband's made that remark too, that the cards look better here on camera. And I'm wondering if I want to do a scrolly there, or if I want to do it under here. I'm thinking right here. Yep, I think I want it just like that. So let's pick that up, and I'm going to grab that same ink, the Cinnamon Cider, because I think it just looks so pretty. And y'all know how I love my cards to be cohesive and everything kind of flow. So again, I'm going to bring this over, just making sure that that's exactly where I want it. That looks good. And I'm going to stamp this about here. And that is gorgeous. And then this is ready to go inside of our card. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp. This is a good habit to get into. If you are one of those people that stamp, and then you don't clean your stamps and you wait, they can get pretty dirty, and they can stain. Photopolymers are going to stain, but your clean stamps, they don't stain nearly as bad as the photopolymer. And these clean up so beautiful. I do like the photopolymer for the fact that you can see through them, but I also love my cling stamps because I think that they stamp so much better without having to use a foam mat under them. So now I'm just going to go ahead, and with this one I am going to use my my Stampin' Seal because I have no dimension on here. So I'm going to just pull a piece down and across. You don't want to get it on that. We'll never get it off. This stuff is super strong. Maybe just a little piece in the middle for good measure. Now we'll pull this over and let's go ahead and put this down. Oops. Didn't get it as even as I wanted it, so I am regrouping. If you don't press it down, you have a minute that you can pull it up and regroup, so that's good. So there's a really quick, very easy masculine card that I use the technique of doing these little pieces to actually accentuate my sentiment by framing the sentiment with that. I love the way it turned out. I hope that you did. I hope that this is a card that will inspire you. We all say that we have trouble with our making a masculine card. So this was just an easy way to come up with a card that is for the guy in your life, and also letting him know that he does make your world a better place. I think this is really a cute card, and a card that could be for any occasion. You could make this card and make it a happy birthday. You could do a happy anniversary, or just a thinking of you, or an I love you card. And I think any guy would love a masculine card like this. So anyway, thanks again so much for tuning in. If you are one of my all-time tried and true viewers that watch me on a regular basis, please leave me a comment below. I have no way of knowing that you viewed my video unless you leave me a comment. So please do that. Just a one word, just to say hey. You don't even have to comment on the card if you don't want to. You can just tell me hey that you've watched, or you could just you can leave a comment on the card, whatever you like to do. I love hearing from you. I read each and every comment, and you will always know I read your comment even if I don't leave a message under it. I will always love your comment, and I'll put a heart beside it, and that way you'll know. And if you're new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. And everybody, give me a thumbs up. I need all the support I can get. I am moving now toward 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited. So help me grow my channel, help me grow my business. All of the items to make this card will be listed in the video below. You can also hop over to my blog, and you can get all the information there. You can also click there as well as under this video to go to my Stampin' Up online store and shop for any of the products that you saw here today. So God bless you all. May He keep you. May you have a wonderful happy New Year's Eve and a very happy upcoming New Year. I love each and every one of you so much. God bless you. And as I always say in closing, let everything you say and do bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy. Until we craft again, I love you all. Bye-bye.